10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Ah, come on.
DC's turn to ban. DC's turn to ban.
Earth Shaker.
DC's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Sand.
Lena. Complexity's turn to pick.
Doom.
DC's turn to ban.
Welcome back, everybody, inside the Beyond the Summit Hot Tub TI machine. It is game number 3 of our lower bracket final, Digital Chaos versus Complexity. The winner of this game will be moving on into the grand final to face Team Freedom in a best-of-5 matchup. And it's all come down to this. We already have a draft underway, so we're hopping right into it, fellas, and I can already see some of the things we were pointing out between the matches is, well, not going to be abided, at least not by Digital Chaos. Complexity with that first pick have managed to snag up the Swindle Melons Earthshaker special once again. DC with the Sand King Lena. coL go the Doom. And we're already out of our first phase. By the way, my deepest apologies. I will now introduce Charlie Lacoste and Capitalist to the panel.
Hello.
Without the camera, I guess I was a bit ahead of the game there. But here we are, guys. Game number 3. And you know, not too many extra respect bans. A lot of them sticking with the same thing. You know, Swindle refuses to get eliminated from another qualifier by a Meepo, and DC refused to, you know, ban anything else outside of the Shaman and the Disgusting Venomancer.
Beat me with Meepo one time. Shame on you.
I think it's the...
This could have been the third or fourth time, actually, like that.
Yeah. Beat me with Meepo 2 times. Shame on me. 3rd time.
Disband.
Disband me.
That would what it would be. It would be retirement.
Well, I like Swindle's going for the Doom. They saw it was banned out last time. Just pick it up and was like, hey, we want this hero. Destroys Lena.
And look at the clockwork. He survived. Oh, he didn't survive. Never mind. Well, I gotta say something stupid so that I can look.
Thanks,
Check the box.
Good
We're
participation again.
Yeah, Doom.
We have a trophy somewhere for that, right? Participation trophy.
Complexity bans out Mason's heroes again with the Lifestealer Weaver. I think it's super important for DC to make sure that Mason has a good time. At least create 2 threats for the Doom.
5 seconds.
What did they get in the second phase of the previous game? Because this is pretty identical to what they've already had before here. Did they go right for that Forev pickup next?
Did they go Disruptor Bat?
I think.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Disruptor Bat.
Dazzle. I don't know. Game 1 we saw Dubu on the Dazzle, and you know everyone here I feel like has those feelings like we like Dubu on.
Charlie, does your leg hurt or what?
We like Dubu on do shit.
Makes my leg hurt. I want Dubu to be able to move around the map and make things happen, or like have something so strong that can't be bullied that works well with Mason's hero. Like you just gotta be like you gotta make sure that either Mason doesn't get run over in his lane, like completely run over in his lane, or like Dubu can move around the map and like make things happen with Bulba.
This is the same lineup from the first game of the series, right? Sand King, Lena, Dazzle.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's exactly what they had.
I want to say the Dazzle was also picked up after the Doom in the first game. I mean, is that the reason? They're hoping that they have the benefit of the Grave to bail out someone like Lina if she gets hit up from the Doom in the fight, or...
I mean, even if you Grave a Lina that's doomed, Lina is still out of the fight.
Yeah.
And, like, Doom still will take you down.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and you have a Dazzle, so you're pretty much playing 3 versus 5 after you grave a doomed Lina.
Like,
suspect for now, but maybe it has synergy with some
time.
sort of physical late game Mason hero or something that they can hope to benefit from. Maybe they'll creep in the Lycan again or something like that.
Weaver, Lycan,
Yeah.
Sven. What happened to Sven?
Yeah,
He's
where is Sven in NA?
plummeted.
I don't know.
He's being picked up early. Decent amount.
Figure if you're throwing Gyro in the mix a lot, I think Sven should be there as well. He's also a BKB carry, stack farmer, man fighter with just a bit more physical to offer to the table than the magic power of
Sven
Gyro.
stands ready.
Oh!
Sven stands ready.
Complexities
Nice
turn
job.
to pick.
Warcry is good against the Witch Doctor as well.
And there is that physical amplification that Dazzle could help with a bit too. It's fun.
It is a very slow lineup from DC though.
10
Like
seconds
relatively
remaining.
speaking, right? Lina can still do things active
5 seconds
and
remaining.
go and fight and kill things, but she wants to be able to get a little bit more of that Bloodstone
Reserve
Shadowblade
time.
BKB farm, or the Eul's Blink that we see now. And then Sven can also pick up the earlier Blink Dagger, but he's more looking at that 35-minute marker as well. So I feel like they need an either super split pushy offlaner or a very active offlaner that sets up a lot of early
DCs
fights.
turn to ban.
SF.
I don't think we've been seeing too much SF at all in this region, but
So this worries me because it feels like Doom's got to have some magical ass creep
10
to set up
seconds
for the Shadow
remaining.
Fiend, or like work with the Witch Doctor together. Doesn't feel
5
like there's a whole lot of
seconds
synergy there. Whereas, you know, Sand King Lina is classic scary dual lane.
Complexities turn to ban.
make a good point.
Well, if you're Complexity, you either match the farming of DC, which is unlikely because they have a Sven,
10
or
seconds
you
remaining.
you need a pushing hero to take these outer towers and limit the Sven's farming space.
5 seconds
The thing is,
remaining.
DC has an upper hand because they have a last pick. So if Complexity maybe picks a melee hero, they can go for
Complexities
Dazzle
turn to
Sanking
pick.
as an offlaners, which is pretty strong. One more support for a Sven, one of the options.
If
They
it's a
probably
hero
won't do
susceptible
it.
to Darkseer or something, right? They could do like that. They could do
10 seconds
maybe it's
remaining.
a fair Legion Commander matchup or something like that. Yeah.
5 seconds
But right now,
remaining.
Complexity's lineup does not scream support the Shadow Fiend and have 4 people
Reserve
sitting
time.
behind him while he hits a tower.
Maybe a nurse or something with a purge so he can remove the Warcry, does well against the Sven. Against Lina.
You have to pick something that preempts whatever they're going to have for the offlane as well, because you don't know yet.
Jug, Ursa. I would say Lycan, but it's not good versus Sven.
Clinks, I haven't seen yet today.
Oh yeah, we're running a lot of clinks.
Oh,
Razor.
This hero is good against the Sven.
DCs turn
Yeah,
to
that's-
pick.
Razor definitely could grab a hold of Sven and force him to kind of step off from fights without or risk losing all the damage he brings into the fight.
It's not great versus Lina though. I thought it was
10
going to be good
seconds
versus
remaining.
Lina, but it just ends up this Lina is so fast
5
and sits so
seconds
far
remaining.
back that Razor's never really a threat to Lina, but Lina's physical damage ends up being a threat to Razor.
Reserve time.
Offlane options for 4F.
There's always the Darkseer, Darkseer
is good
Sven,
against Sven, yeah.
you know, that they could just pull out. Outside of that,
You can't really pressure the Razor though.
Bat Rider once again, it would appear.
I don't think there's many things you really can pick up. Probably Bat Riders.
I
one of the
like
best
that.
ones.
I like Bat. I mean, you're not going to be able to do anything to the Razor no matter what hero you are.
Yeah.
At least Bat, you can farm up stacks in the jungle. It gives you some way to start fights. It's also a vision hero. So
Yeah, I like the vision part of it. Because you know, you were talking about like how like setting up the SF for a success. Right now, it's just like the Earthshaker is your real big like front line. I'm initiating. I'm setting up the SF to be able to follow up with his ulti or his right click damage or whatever. You really do need to be able to see that initiation coming for the Lina. Right, like you can't let what happened in game number 1 or 2. I don't know, it's blurring together. But Swindle's always hunting the Lina.
That was game 2, yeah.
Yeah, so he was always hunting the Lina as much as possible, and the same is going to be happening here for the Doom, right? So he's got 2 heroes that are just like assassins for Lina. You need to be able to see these kind of initiations and how these heroes are working. And
I like the Bat Rider on top of this because like there's no save if the SF gets lassoed. The best you have is Fissure, maybe a Lucky Cask.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, the DC's lineup, they will have probably 3 Blink Daggers sanking Sven, Bat Rider. Once they go in and throw their spells, you go in, you throw a lasso, Sven goes in, ulti, BKB. Doom can't really doom anyone after that. He needs to find the Lina, but it's gonna be hard with those 3 sitting in front. And also they don't have anything except Earthshaker to close that gap.
So it sounds like we all like DC's lineup better.
Congrats to Complexity for making it to the grand finals.
We'll see. I mean, you were talking about DC's lineup being a bit slower to being able to hit its maturity peak. So maybe coL hit a serious stride in the laning phase, get a snowball factor building up.
Yeah, coL got Lacoste, you're such a goon.
You guys are like gross. What are you doing over there?
I don't know. I look over.
It's like snotty
Lacoste
mess over here.
He's like in the middle of blowing his nose. He just has this giant piece of toilet paper hanging out. Anyway, look, Complexity definitely got to win the lanes. I think they need to rotate around a lot with their 2 supports. Z-Freak and Demon actually have a lot of kill power together. The cast lets the Doom be able to get close enough to be able to get the Infernal Blade to get a Maledict off. So they've actually got some really good kill power to set up for this Razor, SF, and Earthshaker. All 3 of those cores also really like it when 2 supports roam into their lane because they have natural kill power anyway. So I think they just have to do really well in the laning phase and then just play fast from there. Start taking down towers because DC are super good, just like NP, at always stacking. Always making sure they're making the most farm efficiency for Mason Sven.
Which is gonna be...
Oh, look at Dubu celebrating.
He gets hyped over the D-Lord.
Extra 100.
Gotta feel good.
And the experience.
That's an extra 100 gold that he can spend to buy more wards.
Look at all that experience.
You were mocking Dubu's farm before, Charlie, but he is actually ahead of everyone.
1-0.
It's his time to shine.
Also, ward actually counts as the last hit.
Yeah, and when you deny, it counts as.
And here we go, the old Bulba Sand King mid lane babysit. Zone back Vero on his Shadow Fiend. Seems Shadow Fiend have to put up with this, but Z-Freak nearby. Snare creep, it looks like.
That's not the creep.
We'll have to kind of deal with it.
What was the other one?
Summon skeletons.
What was the other one?
The other one is the Mana Burn. He got the small satyr camp in the media. So, not good.
You remember the old Harpy? Chen would get a Harpy and that Harpy would lightning you until you died. Oh my. It was like the dumbest thing.
Is that Harpy out of the game now?
No, it's still
just not in that camp, right? Yeah. I guess it's just been so long since I've seen Harpy tormenting. Z-Freak is moving forward with all the muscle power he has, so he can chew through his tangos and do his mid lane participation thing, but Doom early on doesn't have as much to offer as the Sand King in terms of early initiation, unless you get that great creep. Those things down here. Brev in a Bat Rider matchup against Moo.
Brev's doing great. He's making the most out of the sticky napalm. Moo's having a hard time actually right-clicking some of the creeps that he wants to. So he denied the range creep, for example. Huge win for an offlane.
He'll still dance around with the Razor for now, but yeah, seems like a pretty good coasting start for Brev. Be able to build up the early makings of his Bat Rider tool belt here. Up and above, the opponent offlaner is going to be Swindle yet again on his Earthshaker here, as you see him dance around with Dubu a bit. Lost the access to that ward early on, but it looks like he will be gifted The bounty rune. He'll
There's
snag
a region as
side.
well on top.
Region over on top. He'll grab the second bounty rune here. Looks like Abed will be able to snag that regen you were talking about.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Regeneration.
Very convenient for them. Bulba's still flirting around this mid lane too, and he plants the ward. Heard a ward go down, yeah, behind the tower. It looks like it was pinged by Swindle though, so might have been spotted.
Oh no!
Doesn't find the mark there on the Burrow strike, and now Z-Freak moves in, hits him with the boulder, and that is going to be your first blood going to Firo, all because of the one Burrow strike.
That is the worst thing
Burrow
you could
strike.
possibly do.
Yeah.
Feed the SF his full souls early on in the laning phase. I'm sure Abed has some sharp words for Bulba.
Never give up.
Never give up.
No,
Never surrender.
No.
Bottom lane, Stagstorm trades continue here. Brev will just simply coast his way out from the lane right now. Demon doing his best to try to zone back Forev. Still smoke, by the way, but yeah, he's holding his own in the similar lane matchup we saw from game number 1. Meanwhile, mid, I feel like deja vu here. Move for Z-Freak. Last time this happened, they came a bit short trying to get the finish for Z-Freak, and it was Bulba who lost his life, but looks like this time Z-Freak will head the other direction, and they'll just continue to trade it out. Your big breadwinner of the laning phase at the moment is, of course, Mason up here at the top, 23 and 7. Then you have Abed, and then the Razor. Abed is kind of putting in work here against Firo for the time being, but is this something that is going to get easier for Firo? You know, of course he got the first blood, but the souls and levels are coming online. Is there a point when this Shao Fiend is just going to begin to take over?
Yeah,
when
he has level 3 raise, it'll get a lot easier because if you just double raise the wave, he won't be under pressure from Lina.
Go hit some neutrals. It'll be good.
Oh, Dubu is on the move.
We like when Dubu's on the move.
Yes.
Even though it's a dazzle, not one to normally roaming gank. He has poison touch, and Dubu's at best when he's moving around getting aggressive. And Forev, oh, is he trying to bait something out here? Oh, look at this! They've spotted Z-Freak moving over. And so they quickly make their move onto him. Z-Freak running out the other direction. He's hoping to use the Scorched Earth, but nice. Little flame break bump back there by Forev.
Just well played. Nice.
Fight for side camp CS right there is obviously very important for both sides.
But still, Shaker knows that Dazzle is on the bottom, spotted that he doesn't have a 3P, so he's just playing aggressively on top, can get as much CS as possible.
But, you know, Mason is a Sven. Hard to really pressure him, even as an Earthshaker.
He doesn't need the pressure, he just needs the XP, and he's gonna push the wave with the so he's...
We watched one of those games, right? It was like Planet Odd versus DC or something at the group stage where they pressured the hell out of Mason Sven, and he just went and jungled for like 10 minutes, and he came out and just destroyed.
Oh, he cleared like 7-8 stacks.
Yeah.
Here comes a move. DC. Oh, Bulba can't find the connection again on his Burrow strike. Finds himself now getting hit up with the stun. Runs out the other direction, but he's going to get burnt up there. Oh! Then they will be able to get the grab. Dubu, though, saves himself with the grave. Moo is trying to chase him all the way down, and will be able to get it. Abed tries to fight with him under the tower. Hits him with the stun. Looks to turn around. Will be able to get the last right hit in. Trades from both sides here. 3-3, costing a Razor in exchange for that Bulba and plus Dazzle takedown.
Yeah, despite the missed Burrow strike, that's still good for DC. There's a lot of rotations coming in, and I think that's all the case. So, fortunately, low-level stun from Sam. You get in range, and he needed to at that moment. Maybe he should have waited for Forev to throw some more sticky stacks.
Forev has stepped away from that off lane, it looks like, for now. We'll hand it over to Bulba to be able to continue to farm up. He can take to the jungle to find the rest of his way up and towards what looks like the bracer and into the drums and such, similar to his previous game.
Sven is having a good time on his lane, so he doesn't need to go to jungle, so they give jungle to Batrider and rotate SK because he's having a rough time. He died 2 times because of that missed World Strike, so he needs to get back into the game.
Imagine they'll still look to build some stacks. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can see him here
those
already.
for Sven, of course.
Yeah, that's Sven's little baby over there. Be able to farm up soon enough. Deep Z-Freak territory, but it's the pressure on his brother's Swindle that's about to come out. Look at this, all from the woodwork. Here comes Bulba, here comes Forev. Everyone looking to get a participate on this one. He tries to go for the Fisher TP out. He made it! He made it away from the 4-man gank. The Cruel Frog changing out that Flame Break TP cancel also doesn't help. It's
Also
just
stacking stuns.
yeah. Okay, mid lane though, they will get a bit of redemption there. Abed just simply Laguna's the face of Firo.
too.
Z3. Go for the TP, it worked last time.
It's a cooldown.
Double kill for Abed.
It's the humiliations are fortified.
Did Firo not see the Lina, or what
Radiant's
exactly
top
happened
tower
there?
is under
Yeah, how do you get so close to Lina?
It
To
felt like
Shadow
he just
Fin.
walked into the stun.
Dire's
Became
bottom
as
tower is under
unknown.
attack.
Mid lane right after the action and
Radiant's middle
hijinks from
tower
Swindle's
is
TP
under
in the
attack.
top lane. So it was kind of hard to gauge how that came to be, but obviously not the best positioning there for Firo. And he will be victim to the first Laguna
Dire's
of
bottom
this game
tower
3.
is under
And Abed
attack.
is already 3-0-1 on this Lina. 3rd in CS. I imagine near the top of net worth. He's out of net worth. And you have that going for you. You
Dire's
have
bottom tower
Mason
is
kind
under
of
attack.
just freely farming through that top lane and now beginning to work his way through the jungle, which is also stacked up. Wonderful start for DC in this. Out of the gate of this one.
Yeah, it feels like this is what coL needs to be doing right now. Get Jimmy out of the safe lane, move together with Z-Freak, go create some space on the map, because Razor doesn't need your help.
He tried to get off maybe a preemptive self-grave, but they lock him down very nicely.
That's not the target they want to get. They need the Kyr mid or Sven. Delay.
That's a
Link dagger
700
for
net worth
Batrider.
dazzle. He is not worth much. Bulba going in mid lane, walks right past Demon. He has eyes for Firo, and Abed will help seal the deal. Bulba will lose his own life, but it's a worthy trade for DC.
I think Bulba needs to start, sorry, not Bulba, Firo needs to start playing in like off-lane jungle or farming those really safe camps on the right-hand side sometimes. When they go for a dive like that, right, 3 heroes up in top lane, dive into tier 1 tower, like it's pretty clear that DC's doing something else. You just have to play as safe as possible. I feel like Firo is giving away a lot of mid kills. You should.
Oh, yes. Mason battling the hard fight here against these creeps.
Those rooters, though.
It's like a
Ooh,
wow event in
Swindles.
itself. Hey guys, you farming over here?
Swindles?
Boom! Hits him with the stun. Z-Freak walks in, hits him with the Infernal Blade, and then the finish. Hell yeah.
Oh, did they have any? Oh, Shadow Fin is here.
Okay, okay.
Wow.
You're getting Mason down. You're taking his bank account away.
That's great, just game sense by Complexity. They know that this is around the time when...
Or they just had a ward.
Oh, well, okay, they had that.
I mean, that's still on Z-Freak, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's good on them
Absolutely
to
lays that
recognize
one
that
out.
stacks were going to be done. It's good to
Yeah.
have vision there.
And, I mean, Swindle was preemptively moving there to begin with. They didn't see Sven in lane, where's he gonna be? Doing ancient stacks.
They also have vision of the other ancient stack area as well. They put this somewhat abnormal ward on the staircase that see the stacking going on. This is what we were talking about, right? It's like we just always need to make sure that we're invading and putting pressure. Like you can't lit a Sven. You can never sit on control.
They're going to get Mason again, possibly. He is going to be forced to stun out Demon to prevent the rest of that ward from continuing. He loses a lot of his damage, and then moves looking to utilize that damage and whip down Baby Bulba here. Nice bump back from Forev. Creates a bit of the extra space, and their team will be able to make it away. While that happens, Radiant are successful in sieging down a tower. Which tower? Top tower?
Top tower.
Top tower. So, good grab for them. Now coL moving up in to where their vision advantage is. Might even soon spot out Mason. trying to creep over for that ancient camp. They're not going to plant a sentry or anything from DC side. I would imagine that would probably be a nice precautionary thing to do for the next big stack. But this is good. coL can remove this tier 1 and access point, so DC won't have so many options to be able to TP and counterfight.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
I think the bright spot for coL right now is that Bulba is actually pretty under farm. Not anywhere close to his dagger. He's been spending a lot of time like looking for ganks, looking for create something.
You can successfully gank if you miss a stun 3 times.
Yeah, he's doing his best Moon Meander impression right.
Archer has his blink dagger, so they might just smoke. Where is Swindle's?
It's right here, dude. He's chilling by this ancient camp. He has that blink. They're waiting for the courier to get there. The courier's coming. He's got that blink with it. No smoke though. Who's got that? Who's got the purple stuff here? No one does. So we'll just hand off the blink and maybe just do it without. We'll have to see. Moon in the meantime, heading his way up through the top lane. Hasn't really been residing in much, too much of this map outside of the bottom lane. So now he's kind of making his debut to the top half of the map. And what a debut it is. He moves in for Mason and then finds out that Abed was actually nearby. And since the rest of his team was off trying to make a setup play, he will be easily taken care of. And that's just another freebie for Abed. And this guy's already on a mega kill streak. Of the 7 kills on his team, he has 5 of them and participated in 6.
Dubu, no! Can't defend this tower, friend.
Dubu is being chased down behind the tower. He gets a grave off, he gets a heal off. He's making the space. Abed almost is there in time to be able to save him. Abed finds himself now getting dunked up from Swindle. And then Demon comes up from behind and he'll pay with his life.
Dubu, no, you got Abed killed. Like, they just put, like, Sven and Leader just show top, right? 4 heroes pushing down mid, they're clearly going to take that tower. You can't defend it.
Saving Private to Dubu.
Saving Private Dubu.
Not much worth right there. Hands over a good bounty, and looks like it all goes to your doom, too.
Admiral Abed died in prop.
It was a trap.
Doom has a blade mail now. Right for the blade mail this game.
Yeah, super good against Lina. He, like the first Doom game, he was the focus of almost every single fight. Now he's like, all right, if you guys are gonna go for me, I'm gonna punish you for it.
Spin and Batrider don't like it either, right?
Especially Sven.
They're zipping their way through this mid lane. Swindle is going to farm up further, even though he finished up that blink dagger. He would love to get a bit more. Say the same for Moo. How do we feel about Moo this game? Of all the cores in the game, he is the least farmed. He's even still about 1,000 behind where Mason is at the moment. He's got drums and he has plans on moving forward into a halberd, but ooh, close one there. Do you imagine he's just going to be pretty diligent on farming and avoiding fights for the next chunk of time, or what would be in his best interest?
Well, that's kind of the opposite of what Razor really wants to do.
Yeah.
You're not a flash farmer. You don't take stacks or waves as quickly as Sven, Lina. So you're a strong early game hero. You would like to be able to find these good wins, and you need to do that with the.
Ooh, Swindle tried to lead into this engagement with a fissure first, and Bulba just was easily burrow strike to the other side. For everyone who's also waiting within those trees, Damon gets spotted out and just blasted to hell. Turns into a free kill for Abed.
Oh, what a
now,
bounce back.
A bounce back. Hog tie him up and drag him back in. Abed's going to be able to get redemption on that Z Freak, and he gets a double kill just like that.
For God.
Batrider's been awesome.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah. Dude, that sparkling stuff on his hero, by the way, makes me think he's
Yeah, I've noticed that. Like, he's not the only hero that has that sort of particle effect.
Yeah, it's Bubbles. Supposed to be underwater.
Mr. Bubbles with Steve Irvine.
Radiant's bottom tower.
I was wondering if at TI they were going to force everyone to use that underwater set, since that's pretty much supposed to be the general
I'm
theme
not
with
gonna
TI.
lie,
They do that for
it's
TI
so
5.
hard to. It's
Pretty
so
sure
hard
they
to
did.
play on that map if you're not used to it.
Dire's
Oh yeah,
middle
it's
tower
very
is under
disorienting.
attack.
It's very different than the Dota map. What did you say,
Radiant's
Ken?
bottom
Didn't they
tower
do that for
is under
TI 5
attack.
and TI 6, the Immortal Gardens?
Yeah, I think everyone
Yeah,
had
they
to
did.
play on it. The water one is just super different. I think even as a caster, I would be just kind of thrown off a bit. I can't afford it. I think I just got that map. You have to pay a bit of money to
Dire's
get that
middle
map.
tower
Yeah,
is
that's
under
true.
attack.
I don't think the players didn't have to play on it, but
Yeah, the people
servers.
broadcasting the games, I'm sure. So we'll see. That would be kind of funny. Here comes coL now, feeling pretty good about themselves.
Radiant's bottom
Just
tower is under attack.
coasting down this mid lane a bit, sieging onto some tier 2 action. Same goes for
Dire's
DC
middle
here,
tower
Abed
has
just
fallen.
floating his way down through the bottom. Moose continuing his movement of farm patterns here, trying to get his Razor back into good fighting shape for his team, and the Halberd is going to be the ticket for that. While the other members of coL as a 3-man here, maybe
Radiant's
hoping
top
for a
tower
jump
has
on the
been
Mason. Look at
denied.
this. Swindle is waiting in that tree pocket and hopes that Mason just carelessly walks down the lane, but not going to be the case. They still have some ward vision, though, on where Mason's location is. Do they move that way? They are. But the problem is that they're going to see Dubu now nearby. Or do they? Oh, Dubu might spot them first. Looks like it.
It's pretty good for DC right now. Abed's getting a lot of space bottom. Sam is getting space for his Blink Dagger. He should have it pretty soon.
Yeah, he have it. Also, does Batrider have one?
Is a great conductor.
Almost. Yeah, once they
Radiant's
get those
bottom
Blink
tower
Daggers
is
up,
under
they should
attack.
try to force a fight, and if they win, they should just go to push.
Abed solo still here in this bottom lane. coL are heading down that direction, but I don't know. Demon and Firo. Oh god, Demon, watch out. You don't want to find another Guna here in your face.
especially now with Bloodstone on the Luna.
Yeah. 3 Bloodstone charge. Abed does the split push thing. Gets some coL members down there at attendance. Same goes for Dubu. Just pushing out those side lanes a bit, stalling out for those items that Koss was mentioning, and maybe even Mason. After picking up his Blink Mask of Madness get up, he is going to be going right for the BKB2. Just trying to hit a good stride here, be able to move in for the Roche in the near future, set for a Roche play, and just kind of go down that agenda, DC side. Pressure is more on complexity, it would feel.
Yeah, pretty concerned for complexity right now. See, maybe this fight will
look at
go
the
bad for
wraparound.
DC though.
The wrap around. There's Bulba leading out of the gate. Will he get the burrow strike? Set it all up. Now it's going to be Forev leading in things first. Gets a nice lasso pullback here. There's the Laguna. Can they get the finish? Yes, they can. Firo's going to be taking out this one first, and now coL are looking to run on in. Swindle can't get close enough to be able to get the Echo in there. Demon from the low ground commits it with a Death Ward. It's going to be forcing Forev all the way back and out. He has to make it back to base to heal up and stay alive. It was a lot of Maldic damage, though. Can he survive it? It looks like he'll be good. That seems to be the end of things here. An attempted counterplay from Complexity will earn them the single takedown of the Dubu, but DC get their man in Firo. But uh-oh, Mason been farming through this bottom lane, spotted by Swindle. Can he blink out? Can. Almost.
Mason cocky.
Yeah, he was there a
He had
little
that
too
blink
long.
and everything, and he saw the Earthshaker, and he was just like, I'm waiting. You gonna Fisher, you gonna blink on me, whatever you're gonna do, I have the counter.
Well, don't
He
you
had
do it?
Echo Slam.
Don't
That's
you
the
do
crazy
it,
thing.
Cap?
Huh?
When you're playing, don't you do that as well?
I mean, yeah, but I'm not,
Not
in
the
the.
TI.
I'm not in
Loser
the running
bracket
for
qualifier.
TI.
Lots
I
of
wouldn't
loose
even
there.
do that in the open qualifier.
But what if Swindle goes in, dunks, and misses it? Mason blinks out. Ooh, that would be tough. Oh, looks like they might have spotted Forev here. A movement from coL, but Forev simply flies up and over the trees, out to the horizon. But a coconut comes out from that tree, hits Forev, but Forev gets some help from Dubu. And a shrine. Oh, coL still want to chase this one out. Oh, they actually get the wrong end of the fissure here, block onto Dubu. Do they still continue to pursue?
They got nothing on these brown boots. Magic Stick Dazzle.
And he's gone. Oh, coL. Fortunately, a bit short on this gank attempt.
In all these situations, Mason's just farming. Like when they smoked up, Mason went to bottom lane, right? And the rest of DC made the wraparound on mid. Like, DC are being very careful at not taking like a full-on fight. They're just getting a pick and outing every single time. Pick, run away, pick, run away. And what it ends up doing is creating a lot of space.
Oh, no. Swindle tried to make the move in for the dunk, did not find good connection, and now finds himself hit with a lasso, pulled back and connected with a Laguna. Swindle's gone.
Now it's a good time for Roche. Cooldown and 40 seconds without him. Even if he is out, I don't think they can contest, or maybe if they can find more targets.
They're just about to get BKB too on Mason. Makes it even easier.
DC are feeling themselves, moving in, they get the stun, they found Firo as well. No Laguna, but they have plenty of firepower coming in with Bulba assisting in that epicenter. Easy chance now if they wanted to be able to go cross country to that Roche area. They're kind of heading that direction.
Keep up the kills, I say. Keep formatting and moving around and looking for those pickoffs. Keep hitting complexity so they're never like solid on their feet, you know?
You want to make sure that they don't get the opportunity to group up and find a good fight with well, he doesn't have Echo Slam now, but when he does have it.
I guess they don't have Lasso or Epicenter. This time around they can bring Mason to the fight though, he's got BKB.
Yeah, what Cap is talking about is called kick them when they're down.
Just as I try to step off, they've already made their movement for Z-Freak. Maybe not their best target, doesn't really do a whole lot. In fact, they're going to be looking to turn things around onto Forev. They find the coconut connection, but he quickly flames and breaks off the pressure. coL will not go any further, but...
I did not see the one Doom used.
Insane.
Yeah, he really wants to get something off on the Lina, but...
Yeah, I said it during the pick phase against these three initiators with Blink. He's gonna be able to cut through the line. That's why he's building the Lotus Edge, Shadow Blade, whatever.
Lotus Edge?
Lotus Edge.
Shadow Blade.
Lothar's Lotus Edge.
Yeah.
Okay, hello.
There it is.
Vero just blasted out of the game right there, heading up into the staircase. It's coL now. Moving on in, trying to make the best of the situation. They found their target onto Lina, and she's hit up with the Doom, but she's saved with the Grave. She runs out the other direction in hopes of living, while Mason is going to be the one to pick up the pieces, securing the double kill. Now they get the fourth as they take down Moo, and look who's back in the action now. It's going to be Abed as they've been able to start it out with Swindle Melons and make it a full 5-man wipe. Now on to Roche.
This is looking very grim for coL right now.
Shadowfin got caught so many times during the early game and two or three times during the mid game. His item progression is not that good.
Abed has 19 Bloodstone charges?
Probably, yeah.
Roche down.
Ult soon.
Oh boy. This is looking pretty damn swell for DC here. One of the more commanding games we've been seeing in this series as they push up to close to 8K of a net worth advantage. coL are going to be designated to having to resort to, you know, what we saw in game number 1, if I'm not mistaken, hiding within their base and going for those desperate coL smoke wraparound plays.
I think Z-Freak really needs to just find the Shadow Blade initiation on the Lina right now.
He found it the last fight they couldn't.
Yeah, but it was after
because Shadowfin died before and
Lina already used all her spells before then already. Got off the Laguna on the Shadow Fiend. It's like the reactionary Doom.
yeah, and this game Doom doesn't have any items. Also goes for Witch Doctor.
Quick reaction out for Forev, not going to get caught from the smoking movement of coL. coL are going to have to settle for other options instead, and it seems to be the bottom tier 2 tower. While that happens though, still lots of farming happening here for DC. Mason, after already picking up that BKB, he has already got the Sage now picked up and in his pocket.
Yeah, ultimately, I think this really comes down to a lack of catch and complexity. Like Doom isn't the most reliable catch hero. Shaker relies on Blink Dagger a lot, and the windup is also really slow. Unless you're opening with Echo Slam. Not up.
Ooh,
Alright.
jump in, lasso kidnapping onto Firo as he tries to approach it to the high ground. Bulba following it up with the epicenter, and that Shadow Fiend is gone. Ooh, quick to try to go for the TP and make it out. He will be successful in that, but obviously Demon not going to be so lucky. They also managed to chase down Z-Freak and DC. 3 victims. And they're looking for more. Swindle, Captain Swindle with the dunk still, trying to hold on to it and make it away. They flame break him back, and then, oh, Abed. Will Yules himself, unfortunately, as he tries to blink and fast and get
It
him.
was a really ballsy play, or whatever you want to call it. Shadow Fiend standing. They were sieging like they are the ones who have Aegis. And we found the new for every good hero. He's really shining on this
Bat.
Bat.
Baseless Void have definitely
I
been...
mean, they don't
Radiant's
even have
middle tower
Linkens
is
yet.
under attack.
No one's even close to getting any
You can't
Linkens.
teach high ground like that. But I think they know they're going to lose too. Right? It's already
Oh! Have they baited in Abed to go for the last hit on the tower? Swindle's trying to say so. Goes in with the dunk immediately, and Abed's just 1 hit away from being taken out. Blink
away.
Blinks up the way, but look who's there waiting for him. Firo TP's in, but gets hit with a stun. So he can't quite follow it up. Infernal Blade and the Grave. They're just in time. Coming out from Dubu. Can somehow, some way, Abed find his way out from this one? No. It will end up getting his Aegis down. And now Firo trying to wait with a Requiem, but Bulba's there with the stun. Meanwhile, Moo gets a good stack link onto Mason as Mason is trying to chunk down Swindle Monk. Meanwhile, Firo is going to be going down on the northern side. Here's Moo now trading things out. Looks to turn back and zap out Mason as much as possible while they do get the lasso connection on for Demon. That will take him out of this one. Abed secures the triple kill, and he's looking to go for the Ultra. It's going to be Fereb who picks it up. But still, another commanding fight for Digital Chaos.
What if you suicide if you have Aegis?
I think you just...
You just die and lose bloodstone charges.
Yeah.
Do you heal, though?
Actually, I don't think you lose bloodstone charges.
They changed something about that recently.
You just die like normal, but your bloodstone goes on cooldown.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, if
AK
you
not
suicide,
worth.
you should lose the charges.
I don't know. I mean, how often do you see that? So
Well, that's why I'm asking.
I have
I'm
no
asking
idea.
the real important questions here.
That is true. We got to get to the bottom of this.
Anyways, Razor got a full link on Sven that fight. Did not matter.
Does not matter anymore. Too
Is
late.
under attack.
Yeah, that fight.
Oh,
pretty
isn't
split
that
up.
crazy? Like Sven's farmed so quickly that 30 minutes is too late.
Well, every other aspect of the game has gone wrong for coL. It's not just how fast Sven farms.
That's true.
Yeah.
Their highlight was killing the Sven there and clearing his ancient stack. Pretty much that was it. There was no big plays coming up like City at all this game.
Yeah, they have a lineup that sort of wants to fight around the mid game, but they have no way to start that fight.
Quick update for the South American qualifiers.
Yeah.
Infamous. Yeah, just take that one.
Congratulations to Infamous. My prediction's wrong. Put it on SV again, but as Infamous was the other top dog of that SA qualifier that
Yeah.
many expected to be walking away. So that is
It was definitely a
Not a surprise to
two-team qualifier, I think. Fereb got a kill.
yeah. It looks like Z-Freak, unfortunately, a bit too far from home, maybe going on a bit of an expedition, has been punished. DC just kind of hanging in that area will easily be able to take him down, and coL will take their business all the way up to the top of the map where they feel it's a bit more safe. Really nowhere feeling safe in this game, because as it goes on, I feel like DC only continue to get stronger between Abed and Mason. And look at this, Abed, speaking of the devil, moving in already as he gets a Yule set up onto Moo with the Laguna and some right clips. That is Abed now being wicked sick and taking the Razor out of the game for 50 seconds without a buyback. This could be the beginning of the end for Complexity's TI dream. All props to Digital Chaos now. Very happy Tom somewhere as they're going to be able to move their way into grand finals potentially to face off against Freedom in a best of 5. Coming up next, but first, can they take it in this fight? Swift pullback onto Swindle, and that is your Echo Slam out of this defense.
Yeah, just go. Take all the objectives now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Not
No
many
Echo
left.
Slam, there's nowhere.
Move also onto Z-Freak. He's gone. He does have a buyback, and I would feel like you're going to have to use it, buddy, if you even have any sort of remote chance. But this is looking all but over here. Mason chunking away onto the tier 3. The racks to the next.
Tower has fallen.
And it's going to be Mason versus CCNC in the grand final. Who'd have thunk? Or who's going to be making it to the land and who's going to have to retire from there?
Oh, juicy.
Damn, boys.
coL is going to make one last stand.
One last stand here for coL. They're doing it still with without a lot of ammunition.
Time to take some shrines and wait for Roshan.
Rich get richer.
coL at this point, they really just need that perfect Echo Slam initiation from Swindle. That is pretty much the only thing that is going to get them back into this game.
A 5-man Echo Slam. Not just a regular Echo Slam, but an Aftershock Echo Slam.
Yes.
That's what you need.
On top of a Shadow Fiend full soul Requiem.
I think that's gonna be enough.
Requiem.
You don't need the other three. Maledict,
Also, before all of that,
Maledict.
Witch Doctor gets the 5-man Maledict before the Echo
Yeah.
Slam.
It somehow happens.
And then Infamous also join their sides. They help them. Yeah, it's going to take a hell of a miracle here for coL. I mean, I would probably wear a shirt with Swindle's face on it if he somehow pulls out the Echo Slam that gets him into Grand Finals here.
This feels like North Korea beating Brazil in football 6-0, and we were talking about what Brazil needs to get back into the game.
You're talking about, did you say North Korea?
Yeah.
I mean, that makes it all the more impressive.
Yeah.
It's hard to run when you're that malnourished.
Z-Freak's in position.
Yeah. Just surprise Doom in hopes of...
Oh, I got it. I got the play, guys.
Okay.
They use the Shadow Amulet to hide
Hide
all
everyone.
of them, like some weird space, like right somewhere in the middle lane or something, or somewhere like that. They Shadow Amulet all of them in one spot.
They could have done that at the second shrine. They read the
Oh, that
moment
would have been
well.
sick.
Oh.
There's no gem.
Dude, Swindle's sitting. Yeah, I'm checking Backrider. He has no gem. They are just legitimately hiding within the trees. Oh, poor he moved. He moved from the tree.
Well, they need
Oh,
Doom.
Swindle moved too.
They need Doom to be alive for that Shadow Amulet.
Uh-oh. Okay, it looks like DC might have just found their opportunity to close the game out straight up as they wipe the floor with Demon. Red moving in with the back of the BKB. Swindle and Firo caught with a 2-man Bulba stun. Swindle turns back, and that might be it. It looks like he'd already dunked 2. This might be it for coL. Firo is able to dodge with the BKB and heads into the high ground, but it's a triple kill for Mason.
Are under attack.
And that might be it, gentlemen. Congratulations, Digital Chaos. They're going to be clearing out the final set of racks here and their move into the finals to face Freedom. And now it's official. Complexity have now bowed out, and their run in TI will be over.
Until next year.
Until next year. Swindle, Z-Freak, Demon, Moo. No Mama Moo at TI. That's kind of sad. I'll be honest. But
no returning TI finalists? Is that correct? Right? All the because eHome didn't make it.
That is
All the
correct.
Wings members aren't there, so no Planet Odd,